Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. My name is Michelle Morris. I am from Consolidated Planning Group. I want to welcome you all, especially our panelists today. We're going to be talking about summer camp opportunities that are available to families with a loved one who has special needs. This webinar is being recorded. The recording will be sent to you and anybody who registered later today in your email. You'll get the slides and you'll get a link to our YouTube channel where we keep all of these recordings. So you will receive that at whatever email you registered with. Now, because we are in webinar mode here on Zoom today, we cannot see or hear the participants, but we know you're out there. And we would appreciate, we love your questions and comments. So feel free to use the chat box for those. That's the easiest place for me and all of our panel guests to keep an eye on the questions and comments is in the chat. So I have the chat set up so you can reply to everyone and everyone can see whatever you put in there. So please use the chat box for any questions or comments. Again, we cannot see you, so you might as well go ahead and enjoy your lunch or a snack or a drink or whatever you've got going on over there. Don't worry about that at all. We should be here for about an hour today. And again, I appreciate you joining us, whether this is your first webinar with Consolidated Planning Group, or if you've been to 10 or 30 or whatever, we always appreciate you. A few quick things about Consolidated Planning Group before we get started. We are a holistic special needs planning firm. We are located just outside of Houston in the Sugar Land, Texas area. Of course, now with Zoom, we can work all over Texas and, as a matter of fact, all over the United States. So if you know anybody who might not be seeing our webinars, who maybe lives in another state, feel free to welcome them to try out some of our webinars. We have over 30 years of experience in insurance and financial planning. We're members of the $1 Million Roundtable, Top of the Table, which is just, it's an industry thing, but it tells you that a lot of people trust us and use us to help them manage their money. We are also members of the Special Needs Planning Academy, and we are nationally certified as Social Security advisors. So we help with a wide variety of financial needs. Many families come to us, though, for our area of expertise, which is the special needs planning. We help families with protection plans, thinking about insurance, disability protection, things like that, lifetime care needs, and figuring out what that lifetime of care might cost for your loved one. We help a lot with transition planning, making sure you have all the benefits that your family deserves, making sure that you're ready for the different changes that happen throughout life's various changes, but especially as it relates to benefits, state and federal benefits, and what happens when your child turns 18 and how those things change. We help families with ABLE accounts, of course, in addition to their life insurance and investments and other things like that. And we are here to advocate for you and to educate you. The owner of our company, Allison, and her husband, Jeff, have 4 kids altogether, and 2 of them have some disabilities. And so when Allison was going through this with her own family, she decided that we really needed to focus our firm on helping other families make better choices maybe than she did, to be prepared ahead of time a lot more than she was, and to know, get through that maze of what you're going through with special needs planning that nobody really tells you about. You don't know how many times I've had parents say, oh yeah, we got a diagnosis, we got a folder full of information, and we were pretty much just sent on our way. Well, we're here now. We're here to help you. And it's really important that you find a good group of experts to help you, because anybody can be a financial advisor As a matter of fact, there are over 263,000 financial advisors across the United States, but not all of them understand the nuances relating to special needs planning. And if you use a financial advisor that doesn't understand, they can easily mess things up for your loved one. As a matter of fact, out of those 263,000 financial advisors across the United States, fewer than 200 of them focus on special needs planning like we do. That's fewer than 0.1% of all the financial advisors who can help you with the nuances of special needs planning. Some things that we like to say up front, maybe help you out a little bit. You know, when you're thinking about who will care for your child when you no longer can, it's always better to start planning as early as possible, whether your child is 6 months or 6 years or 16 or whatever. Now is the time to start planning. It really will help a lot in terms of helping you develop a future care plan. It takes a long time to get all of those questions answered and have your plan in place. So starting early will give you time to build that team of support that you're going to need. It will help you make small incremental changes now that will have a big impact on your future. It will help you be able to look at options after high school, you know, what's coming down the line. There are great educational options, vocational options, recreational options like we're going to talk about today, and even residential community options. Some of these things might have waiting lists. So the earlier you start, the better chance you have of finding an option that is great for your family and getting on the wait list early and it being there ready when you are. We also want to tell people to be careful when they say, oh, you know, my son has whatever, autism, let's say, and his sister is just going to take care of him when they get older. Well, you know, at that point, maybe your son is used to seeing his sister as a loving friend and not as a parent. And if she steps into the parent role, he might feel a little bit dismayed at that, a little bit resentful towards his sister trying to step in and play parent. Maybe later on in life, that older sister has her own family and her own job and her own goals, and she might see her little brother as an obligation. And we don't want that. We want them to have wonderful, healthy, fruitful, friendly relationships, not obligatory ones. So just be careful in that instance before you just say, oh, a sibling is going to become caregiver. There are a lot of other things to keep on your radar. We do webinars 2-3 times a week, and they are always on our YouTube channel. You can register ahead of time so that we would email you the information in case you miss it. But some of the topics that we cover are, you know, things like the waivers and the interest lists, other benefits from the state and federal government, ABLE accounts, beneficiary designations. We cover some legal topics by inviting attorneys to speak with us, like special needs trusts, guardianship, how to deal with divorce when you have a loved one with some sort of a special need. We always talk about great options beyond high school so that your child doesn't just graduate to the couch to play video games. There's a lot out there and there's a lot of possibilities for your children. So we're here to help you see some of those. So again, today we have a fantastic panel that we've put together to discuss different camps that are available for your loved ones. And what we're going to do is kind of keep it to under 10 minutes each for each speaker. If a speaker is unable to join us today, I will read their slide and I'll try to give you some information on them. But you know, if they missed out, unfortunately, they're going to miss out. But you'll get all of this information in your email later on today. So first we have Shelby Davenport from the A&M program at Waco. Shelby, if you don't mind, please tell us about your summer camp. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
being here with us.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Michelle. And thank you, everyone, for coming and looking at these different opportunities that are available for your loved ones. There are so many programs out there that me, with an individual living with a special need, had no idea. And so I am so honored today to be here to tell you about our program that we have at A&M. So our program is called Waco Work and College Opportunities, and it teaches you independent living skills. It teaches you self-determination skills. You get a summer internship, and it's paid, which is even better. And we teach you how to budget that money, because you will have to save the money, because you are expected to cook for us during Waco. We have something called a quarter night. That's super, super fun, but I mean, you have to have the money to get the groceries. So we come alongside and support you with that. So what Waco is it's a 6-week program held in the summer for young adults with disabilities 18 and up. TWC and VR, they will fully cover everything. So if you are not with the TWC counselor, I encourage you, before you start any of these programs, to get with them right away, because like I said, I was 18 when I first started with TWC. And once you turn 18, they want to talk to you as an individual. And so they were asking me tons of questions, and I said, no, can my mom please speak on this? She knows more. So anyway, TWC will pay for that. And our housing is located on Texas A&M campus. We do have 4 staff members that stay on site with the students, but we are more there for support, because you are adults, and so we treat you like adults, but we offer support. So if you ever need help with anything, we're there. The Brazos Valley Center for Independent Living and the Center on Disability and Development collaborate. So we work alongside both of them. And what BVCIL does is it helps find the internships. So the area you want to work in, whether it be outside working in horticulture, whether it be in a hotel greeting guests, or in a retail shop or a storage, whatever it may be. Our flyer, you can find it on the cdd.tamu.edu website. And our applications for next year are open, and the deadline for that is March 15th. So if you have anyone interested, I would suggest go ahead and register right away. Our cost for the program is $13,775.50. So you see why I say get a TWC counselor, because they can pay for all of it. You do not want to pay that out of pocket. And so this is an overnight program. Like I said, you are housed at Texas A&M campus for 6 weeks, and I think it's really good, because it kind of gets you away from your family. Not saying that we don't like family. We love family. I was a mama's girl. I still am. But being away from them for a while and getting to do things yourself and learning that independence is very beneficial. Like I did say, the age requirement is 18 plus. So 18 and over. We did have a 32-year-old with us, which did have to be a day student, because we have 18-year-old young females, and we didn't want to mix that. So we can work around the age requirement. We do accept any diagnosis. The only requirement for diagnosis is that they're able to self-medicate. and bathe themselves, take care of themselves, but we don't turn away anyone. All is accepted. And so this program has been around for about 15 years. I have been working with the program for 10, and it is very beneficial. It started off as a program for the visually impaired, and now, as you can see, it is a variety of all different disabilities. And so I'll give you kind of a glance at what a day in Waco looks like. So you will wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning, which is super early. We do have classes just like you're going to school. They're not hard classes, they're fun classes, I think, if you like fun. And so what we teach is self-determination, we teach independent living, professionalism. We do have a garden science class. So if you are interested in garden science and horticulture, then you can learn how to take care of plants and what different species are and what environment they need to be in, which is really cool. And then in the afternoon, after the classes are finished, you will go on to your paid internship. And you will work there probably about 4 to 5 hours, and then come home that evening to A&M and shower, do whatever you need to do, and then get ready for culture night, which is where we assign you groups and you get to cook, whether it's your grandma's favorite recipe, whether it's your favorite recipe. It's just a fun night where everyone gets to add a little bit of their culture background for all of us. And then we do offer tutoring sessions. And so with the homework that we require, we do offer that. But usually around 8 o'clock at night, you are done with us. And you can choose to go to bed. You can choose to go walk around A&M campus, which is really big. So I suggest letting me know or one of our staff members know if you're gonna leave, where you're going. Like I said, we are here for support. We're not here to like baby you because you are adults, but I'm probably the mother hen of the program. And so I want to know all of your whereabouts, which most of the students, they want someone else to know where they are. And I like to have fun, so I want to be involved maybe with what you do. So yes, that's Waco in a nutshell. If you are interested, we do offer a 1-year certification program after Waco. And so Waco is a prerequisite program for that. So if you do have any more questions on a 1-year certification, my email is up at the top. Please reach out. But Waco is also a standalone program. So if you are interested in going to college and not pursuing a 1-year certificate program, you can just come to Waco. And I suggest every college student needs to go through it because it does teach you those independent living skills and the social skills. So if you have any more questions, I see lots in the chat. I will try to get back to each one of you, but please, you have my email at top. Please shoot me an email. I would love to answer any more questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shelby. You did a great job. I was wondering if you can tell me how many people are generally in this program?
Yes, ma'am. So our max is 30 participants, but we have kind of reached 32. So it kind of depends. The more that we get, the more applicants we get earlier, the better. So then we can like have that legway if we need to expand it to 32, but 30 is our max that we want.
Okay, fantastic. And everybody just When you receive these slides later on today, all of the links will be clickable. You'll be able to click straight through to her flyer and all of that information. Shelby, I do see a couple questions in the chat. I think you've got most of them, but the one about safety, if you would want to answer that, and then if people want to talk about safety as we go on. The next camp that we have is ADAPT. It is an adaptive dance class. Unfortunately, I believe that her name is Chelsea. She got a flat tire this morning, so she's not going to be able to join us, but she did send me what she wanted to say. So I will read over Chelsea's notes for ADAPT. In the past, our camps have been structured as 2 hours a day, 4 or 5 days a week. We encourage parents and caregivers to stay on site and actively participate in the dance room alongside their loved ones. Each camp typically features 2 dance styles, like ballet and jazz or ballet and tap. Additionally, we incorporate breaks for dance-themed crafts and snacks, ensuring a holistic and enjoyable experience for all participants. At ADAPT, inclusivity is at the core of our mission. We welcome individuals of all ages, abilities, and backgrounds, including those with or without a formal diagnosis, siblings, and their friends. Our goal is to provide a nurturing environment where everyone can thrive and express themselves through dance. Beyond our summer camps, we offer year-round classes tailored to the diverse needs of our students. Our curriculum is based on traditional studio dance styles, such as ballet and jazz, which are adapted to meet different abilities, levels, and goals of each individual. As a private for-profit organization, we are committed to providing high-quality recreational dance education. While we do not currently offer respite services or scholarships, we strive to make our classes accessible to all who wish to participate. While we are not classified as therapeutic, we are always eager to integrate our students' physical, behavioral, and social goals into our classrooms, fostering holistic development and growth. In summary, adaptive dance summer camps, that's a mouthful, sorry, offers a welcoming and inclusive environment where individuals of all abilities can discover the joy of dance. We invite you to join us on this enriching journey of movement, creativity, and community. Thank you for your attention, and we look forward to dancing with you soon. So the contact information is there. The cost varies, but the average is about $40 an hour. This is a day program, not overnight. It welcomes all ages and all diagnoses, as well as siblings and friends. So there's some great information for you there about adaptive dance. Okay, Beloved and Beyond. I know we have Laura here from Beloved and Beyond, if you would like to take the stage.
Hi. First, it's really fun to be with like-minded people that want to be excited for their amazing loved ones. So a teeny bit about us is that my husband and I are the directors, founders, and God has blessed us with 5 amazing kids and decided that 2 of them were going to be our 2 forever kids. I have a 19-year-old son with Down syndrome and a daughter who's 25 with a rare genetic diagnosis. And so from a parent, we get it. We understand the big, brave yes to an overnight experience. So what is Beloved and Beyond? And why is it such a long name? Big thing is that we kind of our motto, it's a place to be loved to others and know that you're beloved by God. And our beyond part of it is our adult campers, 18 and over, that for, 5, 10, 15 years have said, okay, I like that I had my buddy and that was amazing, but when is it going to be my turn to volunteer? And so we created this magical program called the Beyond Team, and they get to come and do a 2-week work cruise serving alongside staff and get to wait tables and run the camp store and make special coffee and do the photo books and all the things. So it is an overnight camp. I'm going to try to answer all your who, what, where, when, why.
Yeah.
So we're an overnight camp. We are located in a town called Rosebud, which is about an hour from Waco, an hour from College Station, 45 minutes from Temple, hour and a half from Austin, like 2 hours from Houston. So kind of in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of everything. And it's beautiful. It's on 350 acres and it is accessible. So we have accessible, all the things, ramps and bathrooms and all of our activities. Every camper to be able to be eligible has a primary diagnosis of a physical or intellectual disability. So I would say we take all beautiful people because we think they all have purpose, whether you're verbal or not, whether you can walk or not. We call our campers and chairs holy rollers, and they're the best because they just get to roll around, and that's their way that they get to to travel, and we get to learn from them. And so 7 campers are in a cabin with 7 buddies and 2 to 3 summer staffers all together, and they travel together. So really it's like 3 to 1. So when you say buddy, y'all are probably wondering, what does that mean? Well, it is mind-boggling. So volunteers start at 13, and those are like B crew and get to serve in the kitchen. And then starting at 15, get to be a junior buddy. But for your campers, if you got to send your camper to camp, it starts at age 7 and we go all the way up. I think our oldest camper last summer was like 56 and they had the best week of their lives. But we kind of break it up into age groups, and that buddy and all the volunteers come one day before the campers come. And we go through all ability training and how do you communicate, and we go through crisis prevention, and we go through, they all have to come with a background check. So on that safety question from that other mama, we're kind of intense, crazy, safe. And we have the rule of 3. You can never be alone with anybody ever. It's always 3 humans. And then they get to be welcomed. They have the greatest cheer line ever. And kind of a weekday in the life of a beautiful camper is that every morning you wake up and we have fun, silly songs, and then you eat and you go to 2 activities. Usually it's an inside and an outside activity, whether it's horseback riding or the zip line. And then we have Bible study and lunch and a little bit of rest time, and then a couple more activities. And every night we have this amazing party, whether it's at the pool or a dance or a water game party or and then we close up and they get to watch a slideshow of their day along with a skit, a drama that's more for their age group. And then we close out our week with this awesome cross carry and the best talent show you've ever seen in your whole life. So I think if I had to wrap up in the sense of what is it, so it's camp for campers age 7 and up. But if you have a sibling camper that's age 7 to 12 years old, that's neurotypical, if there's such a thing as that really, that they get to come to camp 3 of our weeks as sibling campers. And they'll stay in a cabin with their fellow siblings. And then at age 13, they get to start volunteering. So really they can go to camp the rest of their lives together, which blows my mind. And then the weeks that we don't have siblings is when we have our Beyond team. Our medical care is like none other. One of our board members is on our, is kind of head of our medical team. And we have minimum of 2 medical professionals and 4 like nursing students or medical students that come always. So there's usually 6 people that are caring for and dispensing meds and feeding, doing G-tubes or taking care of all the special things that our campers need. And we have a special diet cook for all our campers that need all the special diets, although I think some of our staff has more special diets than our campers. Yeah, it's kind of, yeah. So we've kind of thought of all of it. And I think that in a nutshell, I want you to think, and I don't know who we're talking to, what diagnoses are on this, on this call, but I want you to hear me say this, that whether your camper goes and spends the night at grandma's or not, whether they've never been away from home or not, it's a big deal. It's a really big deal to trust others. We would be so honored for you to choose to trust us. But I also want you to hear that we believe that your children have immense purpose to change lives. And it would be a privilege to be part of their story, to let them change our lives. I know we always say we're going to change your campers' lives, but the reality is they have so much to offer to other people. We have high school and college kids that write about in their college essay about that experience at camp, because they learned how to speak a different language. And it was really beautiful. So we are ACA certified now. And so we accept all our waiver programs. It's $1,400 for a week. We have lots of availability of scholarships, and we can give you links too. So we don't want finances to be a reason for you not to get to have. You come on a Tuesday at 3 and you pick up your camper at 1 o'clock for closing ceremonies. And it's just really an amazing week. I don't know what my time is going. Sorry.
No, you're doing great. Thank you so much, Laura. Do you I assume on the website, people will be able to find dates and when they can sign up for the next.
It'll kind of look like this when you go on there, and there's 9 terms. And each term is kind of age appropriate. But if you go to belovedandbeyond.org, it'll all be on there.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Great job. All right. Next, we have CAMP, Children's Association for Maximum Potential.
Hello.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I was going to say there was just a shout out too for the previous one. Beloved Beyond, they say wonderful camp as a protective gran of a nonverbal 12-year-old. They like that one. So let's go ahead with the camp experience, Amanda.
Thank you. Well, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. My name is Amanda Maggs, and I'm the director of the family support team here at camp. And I'm with Stacy Vaughn Jennings, who is our family support specialist. Children's Association for Maximum Potential, as you can see on the slide, is an acronym, which is why we're called Camp. A lot of people are curious about that. In terms of the information on the slide, I won't read it, but I do want to impress upon you, similarly to our last presenter, that it's very important to us that cost is not a barrier to attending programs. So if you need assistance, please do ask for it. But as you can see here too, there are a lot of ways to come to camp, to use respite, to pay out of pocket. The supplemental special education services is a new partnership for us this year. And there is grant funding available as well. So we definitely don't want that to be a deterrent. And I want to mention quickly too, for these siblings without a disability, siblings are able to come age 5 to 13. And then for those who are interested, who want to spend their free time with others outside of their siblings with disabilities, we do have a leadership and training program for those who are 14 and interested in becoming a counselor. Camp was founded in 1979, so we've been serving campers proudly for 45 years. We're located on a beautiful 55-acre property along the Guadalupe River in the Texas Hill Country in Center Point, Texas, which is about an hour northwest of San Antonio. We are ACA accredited as well. We strive for a 1-to-1 camper to counselor ratio, which means each camper has one counselor to buddy with them for the week. Counselors are aged 15 to in their early 20s. They're high school and college age students. Everyone who is 18 and over receives a background check annually, including the year-round staff. And all of the volunteers and paid staff during summer are required to go through a very thorough training to learn how to support individuals with disabilities, learn more about the primary diagnoses that we serve. And that includes CPI, that non-violent crisis intervention as well. We have a similar rule. She mentioned a rule of 3. We have a rule of 2, so that no camper and counselor are ever alone together. There has to be 2 non-campers within line of sight of the camper at all times. We have healthcare volunteers on site 24/7 during our summer sessions. This includes nurses and physicians, as well as OT, speech, PT, that are just there in an incredibly lovely and generous capacity to volunteer their time to work with our campers for the week. They administer all medications and provide for the medical needs of our campers. We offer 9 sessions during the summer. They are overnight and they are 6 days and 5 nights. So campers check in on a Sunday and check out on a Friday. We have 1 adult session, which is for campers who are more independent, age 25 to 55. And the rest of the sessions are all ages 5 to 55. We have 2 autism sessions, which there ends up being individuals with autism in every session, but the autism sessions are geared more toward the sort of classic traits of autism in terms of we're paying special attention to transitions, making sure everybody knows what's next, how long we have in this last activity. They're just, they're a bit more quickly paced, but you do not have to attend an autism session if you have autism. And we have 2 medical sessions as well for campers with more complex medical diagnoses, including ventilators, trachs, any type of complex medical care. We have medical tribes that provide 24-hour, awake overnight nursing.
I
And then
love
we
that.
have
I was reading that in your "Do we accept any diagnoses?" I love that you have that special medical week or 2 weeks. That's fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, we do too. And then we have 4 general sessions, which end up being just a little bit of everybody. We do accept campers with mild to severe behavioral support needs and are able to support most special diets. The summer application is open now and is online. It does require a physical. We've had something of a reputation in past years for having a longer application, which has been streamlined. So it's easier to fill out from year to year. That said, we do ask for a lot of information because it's important to us to be able to provide the best possible support and care for your camper while they're with us and to make sure that we're setting them up to have the best experience possible as well. In addition to summer, we provide services year-round. September through May are our school year programs, and that includes both day and overnight programs. And I'm going to pop a link in the chat for anybody who would like to sign up to receive information. And I think that's it. Stacy, do you have anything to add? No? Okay. We're so excited to be here, and thank you for inviting us again.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Yeah, if you have any questions for Amanda, the email address is there, and keep an eye on the chat box. She's going to put more information there. That's really great that you have those medical weeks. I know that that's something that not everybody is able to offer. And it's very important. So thank you. Thank you for being here with us today.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, now we have Zoe with Camp Blessing. I know she's here, so let's give Zoe a second to unmute and tell us about Camp Blessing.
Hi guys, thanks for having us. I'm Zoe with Camp Blessing. We have had the privilege of serving our campers with physical or intellectual disabilities since 2006. It's such a joy to be able to speak life over our campers. The Lord has made each of them for a purpose in his kingdom. And so we get to welcome them. Also with the cheer line, so many tears happen during cheer line. It's such a special experience. But we get to welcome them. Our campers, maybe they have some medical needs, maybe whatever their needs are, we're able to serve them. We have an on-site clinic where doctors and nurses come in and provide that care. But in addition, we just have a staff that they go through a lot of training. Our volunteers who are paired one-on-one also receive a lot of training. Our full-time staff, we have an OT. Our camp director has a son with special needs. I have my special education teaching credential. We have a lot of support, but yeah, so that helps us to really serve them well. Our campers are paired with their buddy, and that's very intentional of, okay, our camper has this need. Our volunteer also, they feel comfortable meeting that need, or they have the same interest. Our programs manager does a really great job of looking at your camper holistically of, okay, how can we best love them so that they're truly best friends, hopefully for the rest of their lives. We serve ages 7 and up, so a lot of our campers have come year after year. I was a cabin leader, worked throughout college on summer staff. But so personally, as a cabin leader, my youngest was 7 and my oldest was 66. So really cool experience getting to welcome our campers who maybe have never been before, but seeing the amount of growth that they've had just in that week. God does so much of being stripped of the normal and meeting so many like-minded people, getting to make lifelong friends. And if you keep coming back, then it's like, oh, well, I am still with the friends that I made 10 years ago.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, so we are in Brenham, which is the home of Bluebell Ice Cream. So come out to Brenham. We also offer, if you want to come tour, meet the team, and just see where they'd be. We know it's nerve-wracking to send your kids somewhere new. And so even for them, if it would be helpful for them to see where they would be. So it's not the first time that they see camp is when there's so many people, it can be really nerve-wracking. And so if we can give you a tour, welcome you to camp, we'd love to do that. And you can just email me. But we also are accredited, so we're able to accept waivers. Insurances will sometimes pay for it. We also have scholarships, so we don't want anyone to not be able to come to camp. We want them to really, to get all that they can out of camp. I see how long is each session.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how
Yeah.
long is the session?
Yeah, so it's from Tuesday afternoon to Saturday morning. You come and get to see your son, daughter run through the cheer line. They meet up with their buddy. So many parents have tears as they're seeing their campers run through or walk through, roll through, whatever. And because it is, maybe the way there was, it was a long drive, everyone's tired, but as soon as you see your kids shine, it's really special. And then you get to talk to your camper's buddy and their staff, and then it's, okay, well, now you're in safe hands. All week you do get to see pictures from our media team to show, okay, we can rest because we know that they're having so much fun. at the end of the week, you get to see the theme song that we learned. Each summer we have a theme. Last summer was courageous and looking at, okay, how can God give us courage to do things that maybe are nerve-wracking, sometimes scary, but just trusting Him. And so looking at, okay, how can we integrate the gospel into every activity that we do of, okay, maybe the zip line is really scary. But the Lord I had a camper this last summer that she came down from the zip line and she was just like so happy of, okay, I did it. And I was the next one to go with one of my campers. And she just kept telling me, God's behind you, God's behind you. And because that's what her buddy had told her as they were at the top of the zip tower. And so then she was just encouraging me. Our campers are such an encouragement, and they truly impact each of their buddies, each of their staff members, like so much so that some of our volunteers decide to go into careers so that they can be around the special needs community. A lot of them come back year after year after 1 week until they can be on staff, until they can be on leadership. And one of my colleagues actually started out as a volunteer and is now doing the same thing I am, getting to share our ministry. But yeah, I feel like that's a lot of it. If you have any more questions, let me know, but would be happy to meet with you.
Thank you so much, Zoe. Thank you. And you said this is in Brenham, one of my favorite small towns in Texas. I love Brenham.
Yes.
All right, Choice Living Community. Choice Living Community. Do we have them here with us? Jennifer, are you here? Let me see. I do not see Jennifer, so I will just quickly say Choice Living Community. The contact information is there. It's $800 a month, which includes lunch, and it's just a day program. They do have middle and high school students, and then 18 and older for the full and part-time programs. Any diagnosed disability, but they don't want physical aggression against others. They're not set up for that. I am not sure where they're located, but I'm sure that if you look at their website at choiceliving.org, you'll be able to get all the info there that you need. And they'll be able to help you out if you email admin@choiceliving.org. Okay. Down Home Ranch, we've got Barry from Down Home Ranch with us.
Hello, good afternoon.
Thank you so much for joining us, Barry.
Yeah, so first I want to say we have a lot of great camps on this call, and what we need to be focused on is more, not less. We all are working towards a goal of supporting people with disabilities live a really full life. The ranch is pretty unique in that not only do we have a summer camp, we've expanded that to doing weekend camps, but we're also a residential program. We accept HCS, and also we have an ICF program. We have a private pay program. What I want to do is tell you a little bit about the history of the ranch. So the ranch was started in '89, but I'm pretty sure the seeds were a lot earlier than that. It was a mom and dad who had a child later in life. And as they were looking about what was in store for her life after graduation, after high school, what that looked like, they traveled all around the US and they landed on a model. It's called an intentional community. So that's the way that the ranch is set up. If you actually go on Google Maps, type in the ranch, you can see that we have like the camp side, and then we also have a residential side where it has a village. And what the ranch is 410 acres. The residential and camp program are about on 255. The other portion, we have a cattle program. We also do some trail rides, and we also have other types of like hiking that we do. A passion and a love of mine is hiking. So whenever I'm not here talking on a computer or typing, I get to go make trails and clear trails, and which is pretty interesting. I've actually just learned a new task or a new thing that I hope to bring to camp, which is whittling spoons. So maybe we'll bring that to camp. And that's really, the thing about camp and about the ranch in general. I was kind of reflecting on what, our mission is, but also over the years, we've had a couple taglines, and one was community of opportunity. And now it's igniting independence and building community. And I think both of those are really important for camp, especially as people are either transitioning from high school to adulthood in a housing situation, or even later in life as people are looking kind of what that next step is. So really what brought me to the ranch is I went to A&M, and I took this class. It was called Socio-Horticulture, and it was the people-plant interaction. And they have an enabling garden where people with disabilities would come and kind of enjoy nature and being a part of that. And then I just happened to stumble upon the ranch a couple times, in the course of maybe like a year. And I came out and did some service projects with a co-ed service fraternity. So I've actually been with the ranch 11 years, left for a little bit and came back. And the reason that camp is so important to me is it allows for people to come and build tribe. It allows for people to come and build a community with other people who have similar experiences. And really, especially people like in more rural areas, that they may be one of like 2 or 3 people in their whole school that have a disability. So being able to come and people know all of the other stuff, right? And they can just come and like be themselves is really key and important. And really, the thing that the ranch really believes, and I believe this wholeheartedly, is people should get to choose where they live and who and how and who they recreate with. And I was really inspired at a ACA conference. There was a thought leader in camp, and she said, recreation, it's really to recreate yourself. And that's really one of the things that all of these camps are doing, is supporting your loved one to recreate themselves and find interest in hobbies. Here on the slide, you can go on the website, it's on there too. So we do summer camp, we have a sliding scale. Weekend camps, we have sliding scale. We do one a month, the weekend camps, other than when we're doing summer week long. And we just piloted doing a week-long camp in November. So we're probably going to do more of those. We're ACA accredited, so we accept any waiver funding and also general revenue. We have contracts here locally with Austin Travis County Integral Care and Bluebonnet Trails. But we've also contracted with Tarrant County and Gulf Bend. Really, these LIDAs and these funding streams want people to be able to use these funds, and respite is it's so needed and very underutilized. So where the ranch is located is we're 45 minutes east of Austin on 290. We're about an hour and a half from Houston on 290, and we're about hour and 15 from the Waco area. We're in the Post Oak Savannah, so we have rolling hills of Blackland Prairie. So as close as you get to Austin, and kind of the other side of 35, that's where all the rocks start. On our side, you can actually dig down more than 6 inches and not hit huge rocks. So that's really great. Here on the ranch, we have 100 chickens. We have plus or minus lots and lots of eggs. We have 4 mini ponies. We have 3 large horses. We have wild hogs, even though we don't necessarily want them. They're down in the bottoms. And we have all the fish that you can catch. I joke around and I say that our fish know how to be caught. Last year, the person that caught the most in a week was 55 fish.
Wow.
Now they're this big. No, they're usually about this big, but you get all of the tails. So the win, we have it on our website, but we're looking at in the summer we do 6 weeks of camp. And then I see a question about offering weekend camps. I'll put the link in there so you can see that. Last year, we served people 13 to 17 in 1 week of summer camp. And then the other weeks, it was 18 plus. The oldest person that we served was 79, and the average age was about 30 to 40. A couple of years ago, we actually had an artist who wanted to tell the story of camp. So this last year, I didn't know how long production actually takes, but it's a very long time. So after this webinar, you guys check this out. This tells the story of a couple people who came to camp in a very beautiful way. So our camp, what the unique thing about the ranch is that we are a residential program. About 90% of the people that are living our residential program came through camp. So it really is an opportunity for people to see what other kind of living options there are. Some people are country folks and some people are not. Country folks tend to enjoy the ranch. But really looking at, what our community has needed, we actually have another program that we're looking at developing. It's called a Independent Living Experience, where in a residential program, people who are looking for that next step, maybe they've come to camp, they've come to a weekend camp, maybe they've come to a week or two of summer, and now there's kind of like, what's next? So not having the long commitment of saying that, like, once I choose a place, I'm going to live there forever. We're looking at like this 3 to 6 months where people can come and experience what it's like to be in our residential program. And then if the ranch is a good fit, great. If not, it's a stepping stone to the next in life. And I did want to talk real briefly about safety. So what everyone else was talking about with ACA, a lot of that's required. And ACA, American Camp Association, great program, organization, been around a very long time. And we actually have a niche where there's special needs camps specifically. So there's some additional, guidance and that's given and some other things along those lines. But one of the things we do with our camp counselors is we have a great partnership with the Safe Alliance in Austin, and they focus on they're the domestic violence organization for Travis County. And one of the trainings that they do, it's called My Rights, My Life. So I'm going to pop in here also, but we train up our staff and our camp staff on that also, so they can be more aware about what sex and sexuality and how to keep oneself safe. Knowledge is power. So I'll pop that in there too for other people who are interested.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Barry. And I
Yeah.
hate to cut you short, but we are starting to run out of time. So I want to, just everybody loves Down Home Ranch. I've never, ever heard, anything but super glowing praises about Down Home Ranch. If you have questions, please ask Barry and check out these links for them there. We do have one more. I think Jessica, is Jessica Ballard here? No. Okay. Is there anybody here that has not presented? That's the top priority. Okay. So really quick, we've got Micah Speaks Kids Camp. It's $500 a month. There are scholarships. It's a day program. They offer 2 settings, a 5 to 11-year-old kids camp and a 12 to 17-year-old teens camp. They accept any learning disability diagnosis, so autism, dyslexia, ADHD, things like that. Any diagnosis that may hinder the person's ability to learn. And you can reach out to their website, or they have a phone number. Jessica Ballard is there, and she can help answer any questions. We also have Marbridge. Nobody from Marbridge is here. Again, the contact info is there. Their cost is $1,000 a week. It is Sunday at 3 to Friday at 12. There is no financial aid available. It is an overnight camp. You have to be 16 years old or older, and they're looking at primarily intellectual or developmental disabilities. Okay, so check out their website as well. Finally, quickly for back to Consolidated Planning Group, all of our upcoming webinars are available through this link. It will take you to the events tab on our website, and you can sign up for upcoming opportunities. And then if you have any questions about, you will receive an email with all the contact info for all of the camps that we've had on our panel today. And thank you so, so much for joining us, everyone. If you have any questions about special needs planning, benefits, beneficiaries, programs that are available, saving for the future, anything financial related, we can help you with that at Consolidated Planning Group. You are all welcome to enjoy a free Zoom consultation with us. It usually takes between 30 to 45 minutes, and we are trying to help you. That's our first goal. Then we get to know you a little bit, and then we'll tell you about our fees and how we work, and let you make that choice if you would like to move forward with us. We will be reaching out to you later on, probably next week, to see if there's anything we can help you with. But truly, we don't bite, I promise. We are here to help. So thank you again, everybody who took the time to be with us, all of the fantastic panelists who have told us about your programs. If you have any questions, please, once you get these slides, reach out to the camps that you're interested in, get on those applications, and I hope you and your loved ones have a fantastic summer at one of these camps this year. Thank you all very much for joining us, and we'll hope to see you soon. Bye, everybody. Thank you all for being here. Have a great day.